Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Sophia, and for 15 years, I've had the pleasure of being your flight attendant. I've seen just about everything you can see at 35,000 feet, and now I am so excited to be here, on the ground, sharing all of that insider knowledge with you. So let's just get right into it. Let's talk about the elephant in the terminal. The $18 sad ham and cheese sandwich. The $7 bottle of water. The $25 artisanal salad that looks like it's been through a long, hard day. That's right, we're talking about today's title. Why is airport food so expensive? I mean, you've all been there, right? You get through security, you've got 2 hours to kill, you're a little hungry. You walk up to a grab-and-go fridge, you pull out a simple turkey wrap, and when the cashier tells you the total, you have that moment of just violation. You think, is this a joke? Is this a typo? Are they just spinning a wheel of robbery back there? It feels like a scam. It feels like pure, shameless price gouging. It feels like they just hate us and they know we're trapped. And I am here to tell you, you are not wrong. The captive audience thing is a very real, very powerful factor. But after 15 years of living my life in these terminals, I can also tell you, with 100% certainty, that is the smallest part of the story. The unexpected angle that most people never see is that an airport restaurant isn't just a restaurant. It is a high-security fortress that just happens to sell burgers. It is one of the most logistically complex, financially brutal, and operationally nightmarish businesses you could possibly choose to open. The greed part is just the final 10% on top. The other 90% is a mountain of costs you would not believe. So, in this video, I am going to pull back the curtain. I'm going to give you the flight attendant insider scoop. We are going to pretend, just for a few minutes, that we are going to open a little sandwich shop in Terminal C. And I'm going to walk you through our startup costs. By the end of this video, you are still going to be annoyed when you buy that $7 water. I still am. But you will finally understand why. You'll be an informed, savvy traveler. And I'm also going to give you my pro tips for how to never pay those prices again. And if this is the kind of practical insider travel advice you've been looking for, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I am building this entire channel based on what you want to know. And speaking of, I need to hear your stories on this one. Please leave a comment below. What is the single most insane price you have ever paid for food or drink at an airport? I want to see the receipts. All right, grab your imaginary business loan. Let's open our restaurant. Reason 1, the landlord from hell. The first thing we need for Sophia's sandwiches is a location. We find a nice little 800 square foot spot in Terminal C, right past security. Perfect. Now we have to talk to our new landlord, the airport. In your hometown, a retail space might cost you, $50, $100, $200 per square foot per year. At a major airport, we are going to be paying $1,000 to $2,000 per square foot. That is not a typo. That 800 square foot space, our base rent is likely over $1 million a year. But oh, it gets so much worse. The airport is not a normal landlord. They do not just take our rent check and go away. They look at us and say, "That's a very nice $1 million rent check, Sophia. Now, we are also going to take 15 to 20% of your gross revenue." This is called percentage rent. This means that for every single sandwich we sell, before we pay for the bread, the tomatoes, the staff, the lights, the airport takes 20 cents off the top of every dollar. This is the number one reason for that $18 price tag. We as business owners are in a massive financial hole before we have even sliced a single tomato. As a flight attendant, I live in these terminals. My home base airport, I've been walking through it for 15 years. I see the churn. I see a little artisanal pizza place open, and I see it shuttered 18 months later. I see a healthy yogurt concept open. It's gone in a year. The only businesses that can survive this kind of crushing rent are the massive global mega chains, the Starbucks, the McDonald's. Why? Because they can afford to lose money on one location. They can use that Terminal C spot as a loss leader, a giant fancy billboard for their brand. But Sophia's sandwiches? We are already drowning, and we haven't even hired anyone. Reason 2, the logistical nightmare, getting the lettuce. Okay, we've signed the insane lease. We're broke, but we're hopeful. Now we just need food. We need bread, tomatoes, lettuce, sodas. On the street, this is the easiest part. You call your supplier, a big Cisco truck pulls up to your back door, a guy wheels in the dolly, and you're done in 20 minutes. At the airport, this is a logistical hellscape. That same Cisco truck is not allowed past the airport perimeter. It is not secure. Instead, that truck has to drive to a consolidated receiving and distribution center, a giant unmarked warehouse probably 5 miles away from the terminal. At that warehouse, every single box we ordered, every case of tomatoes, every bag of chips, every sleeve of cups has to be offloaded. It has to be put on a conveyor belt. It has to be x-rayed, sniffed by dogs, and screened by security, just like your carry-on bag. This security tax on our lettuce costs a fortune, but we're not done. After it's all screened, it's loaded onto a different, secure, airport-approved truck with a secure driver. That truck then drives onto the airfield, navigates around taxiing 747s, and finally pulls up to the single, shared, chaotic delivery bay for all of Terminal C. This entire process adds a massive hidden cost to every single item in our restaurant. That street price $1 bottle of water, it already costs us $3 just to get it to our refrigerator. I've seen this in action. At 5 a.m., when I'm walking to my gate for the red-eye crew, I've seen the delivery bays. It looks like a military operation. It is an army of people, security, and logistics, all just to get a bagel from a truck to a display case. That is what you are paying for. Reason 3, the Fort Knox staff. So we have a location, we have very expensive lettuce. Now we just need people to make the sandwiches. We need a cashier, a barista, a cook. On the street, you put an ad on Craigslist. You interview them, you hire them, they start Monday. At the airport, we have to sponsor them for a federal security clearance. Every single employee who works behind the security checkpoint, from the guy washing dishes to the girl pouring your coffee, has to have a SETA badge. That's the Security Identification Display Area badge. To get this, they have to pass a full FBI background check. They have to submit fingerprints. They have to be checked against no-fly lists. This process takes 6 to 8 weeks. And we, the owners of Sophia's Sandwiches, have to pay for all of it before they've worked a single day. This means our labor pool is tiny, but it gets worse. Let's say we find a great barista. Her name is Sarah. Sarah on the street might make $18 an hour, but to work for us, she can't just drive to work. She has to drive to the airport. She has to park in an employee lot, which, as a flight attendant, I can tell you is probably 3 miles from the terminal. She then has to wait for an employee shuttle. She then has to go through her own security checkpoint. Then she has to walk 20 minutes to our store in Terminal C. Her commute is an hour and a half longer than a normal job. And her parking? Airport parking costs, what, $20, $30, $40 a day? If we don't pay for her parking, and if we don't pay her significantly more than $18 an hour, why would she ever choose to work for us? The answer is, she wouldn't. So our labor costs are astronomical. We are paying a premium wage plus hundreds of dollars a month per employee just for their parking, and that is baked into the price of your $20 turkey wrap. I feel this one personally. My crew and I, we live this. Our employee lot is a 15-minute shuttle ride from the shuttle that takes us to the other shuttle. Your barista is a hero. They've been through an ordeal just to get you your coffee. Reason 4, the 24/7, 365 grind. So, we are $1 million in debt, our tomatoes cost a fortune, and our staff is the most expensive in the city. We are praying for that 5 p.m. rush hour of delayed passengers. But here's the next rule from our landlord, the airport. We must be open. We don't get to choose our hours. The airport mandates our hours. We must be open for the first flight of the day at 5:30 a.m. And we must be open for the last delayed flight of the day at 11:30 p.m. 365 days a year. Christmas, Thanksgiving, no exceptions. This is fine at 8 a.m. when the terminal is packed and we are selling hundreds of breakfast sandwiches. But what about 9 p.m. on a Tuesday? The terminal is a ghost town. There's one delayed flight to Cleveland at the far end of the gate, and we, Sophia Sandwiches, are still required to be fully staffed, fully lit, fully operational. We are paying our entire premium wage staff to stand there and sell one bag of chips every 30 minutes. We are hemorrhaging money for 4 to 5 hours every single day. So how do we make up for that massive mandated nightly loss? You got it. We have to massively overcharge during the rush hour. The $18 you pay for your sandwich at 5 p.m. is subsidizing the empty restaurant at 10 p.m. It's the only way the math can possibly work. Reason 5, the street pricing shell game. Now I know some of you are thinking, but Sophia, I've heard of street pricing. My airport, Portland, SFO, they have it. It's a rule that restaurants can't charge more than 10% over the street price. You are right. This rule does exist, and it's a fantastic piece of public relations for the airport. But it's a shell game. It's a magic trick. The question is, which street are we talking about? When that national chain, let's call it Burger World, signs their lease, they get to choose their comparator locations. Are they comparing the airport price to the Burger World in a suburb of Ohio? Or are they comparing it to the Burger World in Times Square, New York City? Or the one in downtown San Francisco? They pick their most expensive street locations as the baseline. So the street price for that burger is already $16. The airport rule just says they can only charge 10% more than that. So your burger is $17.80. The rule is being followed, and you are still paying an insane price. Reason 6, the captive audience, the part you knew. Okay, we've covered the rent, the security, the labor, the hours, the street pricing scam. We have now accounted for almost all of the cost. We, Sophia's Sandwiches, are still barely breaking even. And now comes the part you knew all along. We look at our business. We look at our mountain of debt. We look at our high-stress, high-cost operation. And we look out the window at you. You are stuck. You are past security. You can't just go down the street. You can't DoorDash it. We are your only option. So, of course, we add that last 10%. That 15%. This is the profit margin. This is the because we can margin. It is not the reason your sandwich is $18, but it is the final painful cherry on top of the $17.50 cost of doing business. I live this. I'm in uniform, I've passed security, and I still have to buy that $7 bottle of water if I forgot mine. It drives me crazy. I'm just like you. The only difference is, as I'm angrily tapping my credit card, I'm not just thinking, this is robbery. I'm thinking, well, there's the rent, there's the security on the bottle, there's the barista's parking. I'm still mad, but I get it. How to beat the system. Sophia's pro tips. Okay, so now we're all informed, we're all educated, and we're still annoyed. And we never want to pay $18 for a sad sandwich again. So, how do we beat the system? As a 15-year pro, here is my exact method. Tip number 1, the empty water bottle. This is the holy grail. This is the single most important rule of travel. You cannot bring a full bottle of water through security, but you can 100% legally bring an empty one. A Nalgene, a Swell, a simple plastic bottle, it doesn't matter. The second you get through security, you walk to the nearest water fountain or hydration station. Every terminal has them. You fill it up. You have just, with zero effort, saved yourself $7 every single time. Tip number 2, BYOS, bring your own snacks. This is the one that blows people's minds. You are 100% allowed to bring food through the TSA checkpoint. You can't bring soup, you can't bring yogurt, no liquid gels, but a sandwich, a turkey sandwich you made at home, legal. A bag of nuts, legal. Protein bars, legal. An apple, a bag of cookies, legal, legal, legal. My crew bag, it is a snack-pocalypse. It is full of protein bars, almonds, and dried fruit. We never buy that stuff. We are professionals. You can be too. A simple homemade sandwich will always be better, and it will save you $18. That is a steak dinner at your destination. Tip number 3, follow the uniforms. Okay, let's say you forgot. You're starving. You must buy food. How do you know what's not a total ripoff or what's at least fresh? My pro tip, follow the crew. Look for the line that is full of pilots and flight attendants. We are in that airport every single day. We know everything. We know that the pizza at gate C4 is garbage, but the deli at gate C12 actually roasts its own turkey. We know where the coffee is not burned. We know where the prices are just a little bit better. Find the line of uniforms, get in it, and order whatever they're having. Tip number 4, the deep cut, the employee cafeteria. This is the 201 level tip. I'm almost afraid to tell you. At most major airports, there is a hidden employees-only cafeteria. It is usually pre-security. It's often buried down a weird hallway by baggage claim 7 or on a mezzanine level. It is not fancy. The food is, well, it's cafeteria food. But it is normal prices. We're talking a $6 burger, a $4 salad. The public is usually allowed in, they just hide it. Before your next flight, do a quick Google search. SFO employee cafeteria. LAX employee cafeteria. You'd be shocked at what you can find. It's the #1 secret the airports don't want you to know. So there you have it. Airport food isn't just a scam. It's a broken, complicated, and mind-bogglingly expensive business. It's a perfect storm of insane rent, military-grade logistics, and a tiny dash of because we can. But now, you are the savvy traveler. You know why it's so expensive. And more importantly, you know how to walk right past all of it, with your own sandwich and your free water on your way to your gate. I really hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sophia. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Fly safe.